The countdown is on to the Essence HBCU Football Classic on Saturday, honoring the rich legacy of historically black colleges and universities. And it's actually just one of the many exciting events of For the Culture Week presented by Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. And that brings me to our guest that I was going to say you're about to see here in 1 second. State Representative Brandy Fluker-Reid of the 12th Suffolk.
Thank you so much for having me, Courtney. So excited for this game.
We are so happy to have you here. Now, I was excited when you told me about all of the background work, right? Like, I think, we love having these kind of events here, but I don't think everyone understands how much work goes into having an event like this here in the city. So talk to us about the important role you played in bringing the Essence HBCU Classic to Boston.
Yeah, so I played a part in this, but we have to give kudos to the team because an event like this truly is a team effort. And we always talk about public and private partnerships, and certainly we think about that in the context of so many societal issues like housing, transportation, and others. But this was actually thinking about how do we make sure that we are representing all of the rich cultures we have here in the Commonwealth, and also thinking about economic development and making sure that we're setting the Commonwealth up for success in the near term and the long term.
You know, we love collaboration, so we love when a plan comes together. You got to tell us about your personal HBCU connection too. And I know you're excited to make sure that people in Boston have the opportunity to experience the HBCU culture and traditions.
I am super excited about this. Well, I did not attend an HBCU, much to my mother's chagrin, so I don't need anyone coming for me. I get enough of that at home already. It's just such a strong legacy and culture because, as you know, when African Americans were seeking to go to university, many universities denied them access, not because of their intellect or capability, but simply because of the color of their skin and their ethnic background. And so I think because of that, HBCUs were created to give Black people an access to higher education, and so many rich traditions were fostered in that setting. And it's nice to bring that sort of tradition to a city like Boston, so for folks to experience it and think about how important HBCUs are, and then to pursue them where they're already located.
Yeah, this will be like a little taste of homecoming. If you've never been to an HBCU homecoming, at least this time you get to just step right outside of your door. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm proud HBCU alum, by the way. We're going to get to that later because I want to make sure you hear everything she has to say. So Representative Fluker-Reid, you are a Boston native, a proud Boston native. What does it mean to you to see an event like this celebrating diversity, legacy, culture happening here in your hometown?
This is so important to me, particularly in this time where it seems like we're not celebrating the rich, diverse cultures that we have as a nation, because Boston itself has such a very strong history of Black American culture and excellence. Thinking about the fact that Malcolm X lived here and spent time here, Dr. Martin Luther King went to graduate school here, and so many others who may not have made national headlines, but made huge waves as it relates to the civil rights movement and fighting for equity, access, and justice. And oftentimes those become stories of the past without really feeling the momentum behind it. And I always say we as Black people, and specifically Black Americans, are so much more than our struggle. We deserve joy too. And when you think about the football team, when you think about the band,
the halftime,
no comparison to HBCU band. Period. I would bet my house on that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that good. And I feel like folks don't know what they don't know. And so this is an opportunity for people to really experience some of that HBCU culture.
And I think, to your point, not only is it going to be a fun experience, but it's going to get those conversations started about the HBCU experience, maybe even encourage some of the young people to consider an HBCU and what all of that history means. So that makes it even better. Not just fun, but it's going to be very informative for so many who get to attend.
Yeah, and I think we also put an emphasis on making sure that the vendors that we have throughout the weekend reflect Black and brown communities, in particular reflect the culture of HBCUs. And so I love the intentionality as well, which is why the mayor deemed it For the Culture Week, which I think is so apropos.
Yes, and as you described so many exciting things, if you have someone watching who doesn't have their ticket yet, what do you say to them?
Go get your ticket. It's just that simple. Of course, I think I almost forgot the website, www.essencekickoff.com. Tickets are $30, general admission, kind of first come, first serve type of situation. Also, there's going to be a huge pep rally on Friday at 4 p.m. down at City Hall Plaza. So that's another way, if you don't get a ticket, at least experience some of the fun as the two teams kick off.
And you know what? We had so much fun talking about this. Thank you. Shout out to Christina. Christina said, Courtney, you got to let the people know where it is. So this is going to be happening at Harvard Stadium, which is right around the corner from us, but Harvard Stadium.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, guys, we are so happy that we had you here, Representative Fluker-Reid. You have so much good information to share. Again, we love to see the collaboration between you and the mayor, John Borders IV, the governor, the Black and Latino caucus. So many parties came together to make this happen. So,
oh, and we have to say, well, I don't know if we have to, but I feel like it's right. Cash App and Visa are like the premier sponsors. So yes, the state's kicking in, but pennies compared to what Cash App and other corporate sponsors are kicking in. So I want to acknowledge them too, because to bet on an HBCU, particularly in this climate, to bet on Boston in this climate as well, I think it's just showing the value add and how important it is.
absolutely. Essence, meet Boston. We thank you too. And we hope to see you there on Saturday.